Hello, hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the second episode here of just working on air dribbles, the series Flight, just a little 30-day challenge of us working on air dribbles every day and kind of starting from, again, beginner and working our way up to more advanced. Today I put on my controller overlay because I thought, might help some of you. We're just going to go into free play again today. We'll probably mostly just use free play as it's good. Especially for learning setups and just kind of this basic level that we're at right now. So feel free to warm up with me, and yeah, we'll be on in a minute after we get kind of used to just being on for the day. Hope everyone's staying warm. It's pretty chilly right now where I am, and it's making my fingers feel all weird and cold and what have you. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. If you like the controller overlay, let me know in the comments, or if you absolutely hate it, I guess let me know that as well. But I think it'll be good just to kind of see how the controller works for certain mechanics and certain parts of the series. So I think overall it'll be good. Yeah, here I'm just kind of getting used to flying around in weird spots and feathering my boost and just catching myself. I think these are just some pretty good little warm-up routines. Just trying to make it uncomfortable and just try and land and recorrect yourself as many times as you can, I think is a good one. Yeah, I'm getting warmed up. I'm feeling moderately warm already, honestly. Might be a shorter warm-up session today. Yeah. So, today I kind of wanted to focus on following the speed of the ball a little bit more, because I noticed sometimes that's a thing that a lot of people will struggle with, is maintaining the same speed as the ball. It's just kind of hard to get used to not just holding boost the whole time or just full accelerating the whole time. So it's just something I kind of wanted to cover today. It's going to be pretty basic. Nothing crazy today, just some real basic beginner level following the ball practice. I think one of the best ways to do this is just to dribble. If you can't dribble, I do recommend just kind of learning this, because this really gets you good with understanding the speed of the ball and how much you actually need to move to hold it. I recommend doing this without boost and like kind of putting in a few little pops here and there. But this is a good one just for learning how much the ball actually moves. And then once you get better, obviously you can add in more speed and power slides and wave dashes and just all those other fun little mechanics. But right now I think it's just good to learn how much you actually need to move to follow the speed like this. This one's more advanced, I feel like, but dribbles are, I feel like, a pretty fundamental thing that you should probably learn before even really getting into air dribbles. But that's just my opinion. I think a lot of people like to overlook really honing in the basics before anything else. But yeah, you should be able to dribble the ball ideally forever without needing any boost whatsoever. That's kind of the goal and the hope anyway. Just work on it as much as you can. And then obviously the more advanced you get, the quicker you can go. And you can start adding boost, because I feel like boost makes it a lot harder, and it's one of those things you want to learn a little bit later on. But this will just get you good with following the speed of the ball. It's kind of funny to learn to air dribble. Sometimes you have to learn how to ground dribble first, you know? Anyway, we're going to keep just working on following the speed of the ball. Another good way to do this is just to kind of hit the ball in one direction and then just stay right next to it. Just getting used to following different speeds of the ball. Throw it one way and just kind of drive along with it. Try not to go too fast. Another good way is just like, kind of like you're setting up towards the wall. Just follow it. If you notice there, the ball will start to get these white lines if it speeds up too quick. And once it starts speeding up like that, it gets harder and harder to control, and we don't really need to focus on that yet. Because if it gets like this, you got to be a lot more precise with your touches. So just follow staying behind it. I think following the speed of the ball is probably one of the more overlooked kind of things with this, because if you're the same speed of the ball, roughly, you can always get a really nice dribble. A good way to practice this too is just rolling it towards the wall, getting your pop, and then just feathering your boost, and that way you're just maintaining the same sort of like direction and speed of the ball. Just try not to go faster than the ball. Pretty easy little routine today. Kind of more mellow than yesterday. Yesterday we kind of covered a lot of stuff. So today I kind of wanted just to be chill and cover one of the smaller points that I think are important. I still think one of the best ways to do this is just to get a catch and carry the ball around. And this is a great way to force yourself to really pay attention to where your car is and how much momentum your car has, things like that. For advanced players, you can add in power slides and try and catch the ball and just, work on your control like so. Or you can work on more in the air following the speed of the ball. Feathering the boost is really important for this. Another way that we'll want to do this is just focus on getting a jump and following the ball, as opposed to getting a jump that just hits it away like that. We'll want to be able to get jumps that we can follow and catch again. And you kind of have to hold A here. If you see on my controller, kind of hold A. And it also depends on like where your car is and how you land. Sometimes you want to tilt your nose backward, sometimes you don't. But that's what we're working on. Just keeping that speed the same. Being able to master this jump as well is very important. Just that way it doesn't get too far away from you. You don't increase its momentum. Don't double jump on accident. If you want, you can practice double jumps. It's a little bit harder to stay as close with just double jumps. That's kind of how we'll set up our ground to air dribbles later, because you'll go with a pop and you'll just want to stay same speed as the ball. I'm still personally not super great at ground to air dribbles, but that's why we're working on this series, just trying to get better all the way around. Also good to practice just catches. Will help you know what the speed of the ball is and then match it. You'll want to look for catching the ball and having it rest on your car in 1 to 2 bounces preferably. If you can do it first time, just catch it and not hit it away like I just did there, but catch it and get 1 bounce. Because the quicker you can carry this ball, the quicker you can control it, get it to the wall, get your setup, and if it's in the air, you'll know where and how you need to move your car to be able to get those little touches that you need. But for today, we're just going to focus on following the speed. We throw in some jumps to really kind of get used to just how holding the jump button works, how close we'll get. Y'all are having a good one. Hope y'all have been enjoying the series so far as well. I do promise we'll get into some more advanced stuff later, but I just kind of wanted to start off slow and get up a little further, one little step at a time. Remember to try and get that touch right as it crests over that little line. And being able to follow the speed of the ball is very important for this. The closer you are to the ball, the less likely someone is just going to be able to get a free challenge in on it. The closer you are, the less likely they'll think that they can just take it for free. And just have better overall control. For those of you that can already get this set up, feel free to practice following the speed up the wall and then getting to the ball and just maintaining that same speed. Make sure to practice from both sides too, guys. It sounds silly, but it'll really help you in the long run. Once you start getting more comfortable carrying it too, you can just increase your speed and boost faster. Another thing that I like to do is like get the ball rolling kind of like this, and then just kind of work on keeping its speed up and just kind of staying close to the ball, keeping the speed. Not really dribbling because it's on the ground, but it's like, it's still dribbling, you know? And it gives you an idea of where the ball needs to be. Just make sure you're challenging yourself a little bit. If something feels too easy, feel free to add in an extra step to make it harder. If you're already really good at ground dribbling and you don't like have to struggle that much, you can add in wave dashes. Whatever gets you to be slightly challenged with this. And if you're good at wave dashing to the left, maybe try and do a dribble and wave dash to the right. I'm not very good at wave dashing to the right yet, but that's something that just comes with time. If you can't really get a good dribble yet, don't worry about it. I'd say just practice on getting that pop, getting under the ball. Sometimes you don't have to boost. Just do the best you can. And then once you get this down, the next steps will just be easier and easier. But for now, we're just following the speed of the ball. Right there, I went too fast, just kind of flew by it. Why it's good to get used to just always following the speed, not really boosting too much right away. Another thing you'll have to get used to is that camera switch in between the transition. Something to start throwing in now if you want, but you can toggle it on and off while you're in the air. There's just certain situations where you'll have to turn on and off ball cam as you're going up. I like to do it right before I get my first touch personally. Another good way is just to try and catch the ball after it lands like this. Sometimes it's hard to really control the ball after a big landing. So I like to try and make sure I can get a good catch right away. Make sure you're still practicing that pop every now and again. Don't even have to worry about scoring the ball or anything, just practicing the fundamentals. Anyone has anything else they'd like to do with working on speed like this, feel free to drop it down in the comments. It might help someone. You might find something down there that helps you as well. Also try the setup from different angles. Sometimes it's good to be able to just hit the ball from any angle and start an air dribble. You can get that jump to follow the speed well, you'll just kind of land right under the ball. Again, we're just kind of covering the setup, so anything past that's great, and if you don't have it just yet, we still have the rest of the month to work on this. We'll be touching back on the basics every now and again, but we will slowly be moving further and further up to the advancements of the air dribble, so just be prepared for that. Should be a fun, good little challenge. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. I think tomorrow we'll probably focus down on maybe more focus on just this pop, getting a good pop, being able to follow the pop. We'll just kind of see where this series leads us. It's new, so I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it yet, but for now I'm enjoying it, and that's kind of all that matters in Rocket League, is finding something you enjoy and doing it, because what's the point of playing the game if you're not enjoying it, you know? If you want to try and follow the ball at faster speeds, feel free to do so. Or if you want to work on your ground-to-air dribbles here. Good to be able to follow the distance and speed of the ball, basically with anything. The more comfortable you get with this, the easier everything down the road will be. Another thing to note when you're doing these pops and just kind of working on them, it's good to notice if you need to use air roll to flatten out your car or land in a different way. Because depending on how you land will also, it'll change how the ball acts. So for example, if we jump here and we land, we don't land as flat and our momentum will change a little bit. But if we jump and then flatten back out our car, it's a little bit easier to catch it. Or like, for example, if our nose is too far up, we'll get this weird like slam down. Kind of like that. And if the ball lands on us while that's happening, it'll create a different kind of pop on the ball. Like that. It's kind of weird. Hard to explain some of these things, but yeah. I'd say mostly focus on the speed of the setup here like this, though. Getting that touch, being able to follow it. Feel free to reset yourself. You just want to make sure you're following the speed of the ball and you're not hitting it too hard so you can't control it. If you hit it too hard like this, sometimes it's hard to get this set up. Or the ball will just go a little too high, so. Or if you get a bad touch like this, you just won't be able to catch it. And you'll be just in a weird spot and have to rush there. Just work on getting the touch you mean to get and getting that pop. And for the beginners, remember you don't have to use air roll right now. Just work on that pop. Air roll will come with time and practice. The only thing you really need air roll for is after the pop, to reposition your nose. Take a little bit of time to get used to it, but the more you practice it, the quicker you'll be able to do it every time, and just become muscle memory after a point, and you won't even have to think about it. Also good to practice getting a flip and following quick speed, if you'd like. But again, for now, we're trying to stay at the basics, so you don't have to do that. That's for more of the advanced players that are watching this. for those of you that have stayed this long into it. I do appreciate you guys. Hope we had a good training session with us. I think that's probably what we'll do for today. Let me down in the comments who likes coffee or who likes tea more. I'm personally a coffee guy. And if you do that, I don't know, let me know how many cups a day you have. Anyway, I hope everyone had a good time with this training session. I know it was short and we didn't really cover too much, but it is good to practice these smaller aspects of a mechanic just so you know the base ideas behind the mechanic as a whole. Hope you all had a good one. Let's Plant Daddy signing off. Peace.